This week on Green Science Oregon, we're heading to Oregon State University, where students are involved in the university's sustainability efforts whether they know it or not. Treadmills at the Dixon Recreation Center help power their grid. And since the 1970s, the campus recycling program has been run predominantly by students. Another big effort at OSU is the Student Sustainability Initiative, with their plans to promote sustainability on and off campus. We'll also check out the Green Building Materials Lab, where a new machine uses steam and compression to produce modified wood for structural applications. And we'll see how essential oil is being extracted from wood to produce a sustainable wood treatment for exterior grade lumber. That's all coming up on Green Science Oregon.
The Recreation Center here at OSU has 22 elliptical exercise machines that generate electricity from human power. That's the other thing we like to say, is that it's human powered. It's a different form of renewable energy than most people are used to. We have 22 machines that are tied into the electric grid, and it's becoming more commonplace now. But when we started in 2009, OSU actually had the largest installation of its kind in the world for 6 or 8 months. So, and then somebody surpassed us, and now it's, like I said, it's more common. I think we were only the second or third institution in the United States to try the technology at all. Fairly cutting edge, some would say a bleeding edge, and there were some learning opportunities that came along with it too. The system is different than what was around at the time because it feeds into the electric grid. And that's different than a battery system or a lot of the other standalone. It powers a standalone device. What happens is DC current is generated at each unit, and then an inverter converts that to AC power that's put into the building's electrical system. In essence, what it does is reduces the amount of power that we're buying from the power grid. If everybody on all 22 of our machines turned the resistance up to maximum, we'd put out several thousand watts of power, so a pretty significant amount. Now, that's not typically how exercise workouts go. Usually they're longer, lower intensity workouts. So we'll see anywhere between 10 to 25 watts per machine when it's in use. So you're talking a few hundred watts constantly. So it adds up because the facility's open for 18 hours a day. But at any given time, it's not a big surge of power. But you can definitely tell the resistance and tell the difference in power output as resistance goes up. We have a sticker on each machine that tells the user that their power is being put onto the grid. So that's a good visibility and another student engagement opportunity. And then when we had the system installed in 2009, we did a lot of outreach, and people remember it's a pretty special thing. The way this technology is set up, and there may be different things on the market now, but the way this is set up, it is configured so that you really need a few machines on each inverter. The inverter is really the expensive part. So what we have here is a string of 10 and a string of 12 going through one unit. So it's difficult to make it cost effective with one exercise machine and one inverter. But I'm sure that kind of technology is on the way. A lot of what I do is in measurement and reporting of sustainability metrics. So we just completed and were awarded STARS Gold, and STARS stands for the Sustainability Tracking Assessment and Rating System. So that's, we're only one of 7 in the nation right now to have a gold ranking, so that's pretty significant. A couple of other major projects right now include lighting upgrades for energy efficiency. We've just started in design on a renewable energy project on this building. It's a solar hot water system to heat the pools. So that'll be around a $400,000 project, so a pretty significant investment there as well. Part of what the STARS system does is it helps us benchmark against other institutions to see how well we're doing in all categories across the institution with respect to sustainability, and that includes research and courses and things like recycling. So our recycling program has started in around 1970, so it's one of the older programs in Oregon, but also one of the most successful. So we participate annually in the Recyclemania competition, and have done pretty well in that. We have a sorting facility here on campus and pretty dedicated student workers too. So there's only 2 people who work in campus recycling full-time, and then it's mostly student labor. So students get a chance to have hands-on engagement, do materials management. Obviously it's a more cost-effective way, but it also gets them engaged. So.
Recycling is kind of where sustainability kind of got started originally. Our program started in 1970 by a small group of students who were collecting paper from a couple of buildings on campus. And it's since expanded to a program where we have 3 full-time staff. We employ 20 to 30 students, and we collect from over 150 buildings and process over 2.5 million pounds of recycling every year.
This is our sorting facility. All of the bottles and cans and glass that we collect on campus ends up here, and we have to sort all the glass, and once the glass is sorted it goes into this drop box, and this is our commingle style recycling, and this gets hauled off once a week. So we collect a 30-yard drop box full of bottles and cans once a week during the school year. The majority of those bottles and cans comes from the resident halls. We have 14 res halls on campus, and we maintain and service them once a week. What happens is we have students that go out on route. They collect all the bottles and cans. They bring it here in 90-gallon roll carts, and then we tip them. We have a tipping process, a couple of belts, and the bottles and cans go onto the one belt. We get all the glass out of it, and then it goes into another conveyor, which takes the bottles and cans into the drop box. Allied Waste picks up the drop box, and it goes to Albany Source. And that's where they bale up the bottles and cans and they sell it on the open market. Everything is market driven in the recycling industry. There's got to be a market for certain kinds of plastic. Bottles and cans, the stuff that a lot of people drink juices out of, and pop bottles, that's a plastic that's in high demand. Milk cartons are another example of plastic that's in high demand. We have the 1 through 7. 1 through 6 is the standard plastics that are recycled, and then 7 is other, which is a lot of the stuff isn't included in the recycling stream. So it all depends on the quality of plastic, 1 through 6, and also what kind of market is out there. The recycling symbol on the plastic does not necessarily mean it's recyclable. The number means that's what kind of plastic polymer it was made out of. There is a lot of confusion about whether things are recyclable or not. Well, it has a recycling symbol on it. Well, that doesn't mean it's recyclable or it's included in the market. That's just the number the plastic was made out of, the polymer. So we have 1 through 6, 1 being a very rigid type plastic to a 6 where it's just like a soft plastic, like those types of clamshells that you get from to-goes. Those are they're not recyclable, and they're hard to break down because they've been stretched. The polymer's been stretched too far. So the harder plastics are the better ones that are in high demand.
Green Science Oregon is brought to you by Oregon State University, where faculty, students, and research are powered by Orange.
My name is Brian Laird, and I'm the program facilitator for the Student Sustainability Initiative at OSU. The Student Sustainability Initiative, it's a student fee funded program, and it actually is funded through 2 different student fees. One is the green fee, which is actually, it's $850 per student per term, and that's actually used for renewable energy projects around campus, as well as some energy efficiency projects. And then the other one is the sustainability fee, and that's $1.85 per student per term. And that actually goes towards our operational budget. So what that entails is paying 10 student workers. So we're entirely run and operated by students. And they do not only a lot of different projects that they're interested in, but also a lot of projects that students are interested in. So really the kind of projects that we focus on really are designed to increase the education and awareness about sustainability to students around campus, as well as actually make institutional changes within OSU to make it a more sustainable campus. We have 6 different project coordinators, and they all have like specific issue focuses and different aspects of sustainability that they work on. And those are energy, food, landscape, waste reduction, political, and transportation. Our waste reduction coordinator, she's really heavily involved right now in Recyclemania, which is actually a national campaign that Campus Recycling is heavily involved in as well. So once again, a big focus of that is education and awareness about recyclables, what is recyclable, the importance of recycling, as well as trying to increase the amount that OSU does recycle, particularly during the course of the event.
Right now it's Recyclemania, and so that's a 10-week national competition that we compete in. And we have events every week for those 10 weeks. So last night we did a work party where we constructed a big sea creature out of all reused and recycled materials that's going to be on display on campus next week to raise awareness that Recyclemania is going on. We're also going to be doing some compost workshops, an e-waste collection event, a styrofoam recycling collection event, a bunch of stuff coming up over the next several weeks. It goes through to the beginning of April.
Energy right now, he's involved with our Building Energy Challenge, in which a number of buildings throughout the OSU campus participate, and really it's during the month of February. They have like a competition between them to see how much they can decrease their energy consumption and how much more energy efficient that they can be.
What the Building Energy Challenge is a competition between buildings to see who can save the most electricity over the month of February. And so we have all of our residence halls participating for the first time this year, and 10 other academic buildings participating. So last year when we did the event, we saved about $1,100 in electricity alone during 1 month. So if you project that out, the savings get significant.
As you can see behind me, we have the solar trailer, and this was actually a senior project for a number of engineering students a few years ago. What it is primarily used for is a lot of different like events that occur around campus, and then even throughout like Corvallis and even as like throughout the state as well. It generates solar energy into some batteries that are on there, stores the energy, and then we can then take it to some different events and power whatever kind of electrical needs that they may have, instead of actually using any kind of energy off the grid. So one, not only is it great because it produces renewable energy where we would have consumed grid energy or something that would have been probably much dirtier to start with, but two, it's also a really good opportunity for students to kind of educate themselves a little bit more about solar energy and just really kind of see it in action.